Instant match reaction. Well, that was quite disappointing for a laugh. I mean, a 3-0 defeat by Nottingham Forest. Morgan Gibbs-White has the last laugh. And guess what? Morgan Gibbs-White did it all for Mr. Evangelos Marinakis. Today, there is only one Tottenham Hotspur player I could say had a fairly good game, maybe two, Jed Spence and Colomani. Everyone else who played in the away kit today performed poorly. Vic, I don't know what happened today. You made a few good saves, but I think you could have done better on the second goal. I mean, Hudson-Odoi doesn't score that often, but he always seems to score a worldie against Tottenham. Last year, everyone said Tottenham Hotspur should not be losing to Nottingham Forest, so let's please maintain the same energy for Thomas Frank. I really do not believe what he is showing is convincing me, alongside the Tottenham Hotspur supporters, that he will be the man to elevate us to a higher level. The substitutions today were not great. I mean, when you see Ben Davies coming on for Jed Spence, you know there's a problem somewhere. How do Pedro Porro and Richarlison finish that game today? I mean, they were the worst out of the entire 22 players that played today. Looking at the lineup, I thought to myself, yes, Thomas Frank is a bit courageous. It's a winning team that has won the last few games, but the overall performance was confusing. Players looked like they were confused. Kudu, who I think is a very good footballer, just seems to hold the ball for too long sometimes, and he likes to cut back and twist himself up occasionally, but I suppose it's the style he delivers, and when it works, it works. I think Colomani is being wasted on the left side. He needs to be the focal point, going down the middle because of the way he drives and finesses his play. I think we're not getting the best out of him when he's on the left side. Matthias Tel came on and did more in his 10 minutes than Richarlison did in the entire 90. Nottingham Forest completely outplayed us. Today, it appears to me that Thomas Frank and the current Tottenham Hotspur team have performed well in 3 games, but the 4th game has been a disaster, and this situation must improve. Personally, do you believe that Thomas Frank deserves to invest £1.5 million in the January transfer window? If he cannot fully utilize some of the players currently in the squad, what are his chances of acquiring a game-changing player and nurturing their development? We have been informed that he is a manager who enjoys developing players, yet up to this point, which player can you confidently say has improved and is significantly better than they were last season? I have not observed much progress, and in addition, he has made some commendable additions to the team. My perspective on football is that one is only as good as their most recent match, and since we lost tonight, it seems to be a rather dismal week for the Tottenham Hotspur fan base. The pass from Vic to Archie Gray encapsulated the entire game today. It was just slightly off. When things are not going well in football, they tend to spiral out of control, and at times, the manager must intervene and implement a tactical adjustment that will yield positive results. Unfortunately, we did not witness that today. It appeared as though the manager was disoriented and apprehensive. If Sean Dyche is indeed your friend, Thomas Frank, he provided you with a valuable lesson in football today. Imagine what it would be like if he were not fond of you. The overall performance today was lackluster, subpar, and lifeless. If one were unaware of football, they might assume that Tottenham Hotspur was the team that played on Thursday night rather than Tuesday night. There seems to be a lack of consistency. This marks the 4th consecutive game in which we have conceded a goal, with the goals being scored from the edge of the box. No players are rushing to defend the ball. It appears that no one is willing to protect the critical areas. How can the manager fail to recognize and address this ongoing issue? Today, many players should have been substituted before they were, as the manager does not seem to exhibit the necessary courage. Making the appropriate decisions. There needs to be a change because, as a supporter of Tottenham Hotspur, I genuinely do not wish to enter 2026 with thoughts of whether we will win this week, whether we will perform adequately, or whether we will achieve the desired result. It appears that each time we have the chance to elevate ourselves from the table, this manager and this team consistently seem to mess things up. But as always, come on you Spurs.